My greetings to everyone. I am Professor Namita Rajput, Professor in Department of Commerce, Sri Aurobindo College, University of Delhi. Today we have started with a new series on entrepreneurship and venture planning. In the first part, we took the concept and the nature of entrepreneurship. And now I am going to start with a concept called importance of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship plays a very critical role in the regional development by stimulating the economic growth, fostering the innovation and generating the employment. The impact of entrepreneurship extends beyond mere business creation. It influences the industrialization, trade and overall socio-economic progress. So here now we are going to discuss and highlight the importance of entrepreneurship with good examples. The first is economic development and industrialization. Entrepreneurs, they drive the economic growth by setting up the business that contribute to industrialization, trade and commerce. They transform the ideas into the viable business ventures, leading to increased production and market expansion. The establishment of Silicon Valley in the US was led by a wave of tech entrepreneurs who created the entrepreneurs' business such as Apple, Google and Tesla. This region, once dominated by agriculture, is now a global hub for the technological advancements. In India, the Bengaluru has become an IT hub due to the presence of numerous startups, including Infosys, Flipkart, significantly contributing to industrialization and economic progress. The second is need for achievement and economic growth. The entrepreneurs fosters a culture of innovation and also the risk taking, which leads to the wealth generation, economic expansion. Individuals with an entrepreneurial mindset, they drive the regional progress by improving the business practices and efficiency. Like for example, Dhirubhai Ambani, the founder of Reliance Industries, started as a very small trader but had a strong ambition to achieve the success. Today, Reliance is one of the India's largest conglomerate, contributing massively to the Indian economy. The Elon Musk pursued the innovation through Tesla and SpaceX, which have redefined the automobile industry and space exploration industries, contributing to economic progress in the US and globally. The third important point relating to entrepreneurship is optimal utilization of resources. The entrepreneurs utilize the land, labor, capital and the technology to create and innovate the business, ensuring the resources are used efficiently and productively. For example, Amul, India's dairy cooperative, has efficiently used the rural labor and the agriculture and the resources to create a dairy revolution, making India the world's largest producer of milk. The Grameen Bank in Bangladesh, founded by Muhammad Yunus, provided the microcredits to the poor individuals, particularly the women, helping them utilize their talents and the small-scale resources to create the sustainable business. The next important point of entrepreneurship is promotion of innovation. The entrepreneurs introduce the new product services and the technologies, displacing the outdated ones and leading to better standard of living. For example, Steve Jobs revolutionized the smartphone industry by introducing the iPhone, replacing the older mobile technology with the touchscreen innovations. Narayan Health, founded by Dr. Devi Shetty, has also made the world-class cardiac surgeries affordable for the Indian middle class and the lower class, showcasing the innovation in the healthcare services. The next important point for the entrepreneurship is increase in the government revenue. Entrepreneurs contribute to the government revenue through the taxes and duties, which are then used for the national development, infrastructure and the social welfare. The Indian startup ecosystem, including the companies like Zomato, Paytm and Byju's, they generate the billions in the corporate taxes, service taxes and GST. Alibaba, China, has significantly increased the government revenue by boosting the e-commerce, transactions by generating the employment. The next important point is employment generation. Entrepreneurship is one of the biggest job creators, particularly during the economic downturns when the large corporations lay off employees. Flipkart and Ola have generated the employment for thousands of delivery personnel, IT personnel, and the service providers across India. Uber and Airbnb have also created the job opportunities globally by introducing the gig economy, allowing the individuals to work flexibly as drivers and also the host. The next important point relating to the importance of entrepreneurship is support for the large business through small enterprises. Entrepreneurs in small and medium-sized entrepreneurship act as the suppliers, distributors, and the service providers to the larger business. For example, Sony Corporation sells its products through numerous small business retailers worldwide, ensuring that even the small entrepreneurs benefit from their brand. Toyota and Tata Motors rely on thousands of small auto component manufacturers, ensuring that the supply chain remains robust and efficient. The next important point relating to importance of entrepreneurship is encouraging the women and the minority enterprises. The entrepreneurship provides economic opportunity to women and minority groups, allowing them to utilize their talents and enters the business world. For example, Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, the founder of Biocon, broke the gender barriers in biotechnology, creating India's largest biopharmaceutical company. The Oprah Winfrey, an African American entrepreneur, built a media empire and provided the platforms for the social change and the minority representation. The women-led startups like Nykaa India and Rihanna's Fenty Beauty USA have significantly contributed to the female entrepreneurship. So we can now sum up relating to importance of entrepreneurship as follows. Entrepreneurship is not just about starting the business. It is a driving force behind the regional development, employment generation, technological progress, and by fostering the innovation, utilizing the resources efficiently, and generating the government revenue, entrepreneurs contribute to the socio-economic well-being of a region, ensuring a long-term sustainable development, and the countries that encourage the entrepreneurial activities witness a higher economic growth, better living standards, and more opportunities for the diverse groups in the society. Now let's start with factors affecting entrepreneurship. The entrepreneurship is influenced by the multiple factors, including the personal characteristics, the demand for the products, the business control systems, environmental factors, availability of capital, and the life path circumstances. Now, each of these elements play a very significant role in shaping an individual's decision to start and sustain a business. So, let's explore these factors with a real-time examples. The first factor relating to the entrepreneurship is the personal characteristics. The entrepreneurs often possess the specific personality traits and the background experience that drive them towards the business ownership. The desire for achievement. Successful entrepreneurs are highly motivated to achieve their goals. For example, Elon Musk started the multiple ventures, including Tesla and SpaceX, with the ambition to revolutionize electric vehicles and the space travels. The next is your desire to control the business activities. The entrepreneurs prefer the autonomy and control. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, left his high-paying job on the Wall Street to start an online bookstore, foreseeing the potential of e-commerce. Then we have a tolerance for adversities. The entrepreneurship involves the risk factors, the setbacks, and Mr. Howard, the former CEO of Starbucks. They grew up in poverty but built the company into a global brand despite the early struggles. The next is the demand. A business thrives when there is a demand for its products and also the services. Let's take two examples. The first example what we take is Apple Inc. When Steve Jobs and the Steve Wozniak introduced the Apple I and later the Macintosh, they identified an unmet demand for a personal computing, leading to a rise of a tech giant. Example 2 is Uber disrupted the transportation industry by identifying the inefficiencies in the traditional taxi services and offering a ride handling platform that meet the consumer demands for the convenience. The third factor is control systems. A well-structured business with efficient control systems is more likely to succeed, and the poor control leads to inefficiencies and also the business failures. Toyota is known for just-in-time inventory system, which ensures the efficiency and also the minimal wastage. Nokia, another example, despite once being a leader in the mobile industry, lost its market dominance due to ineffective management control and slow adaptation to smartphone trends. So, the next factor what we are going to discuss which affects the entrepreneurship is environmental factors. External conditions such as the government policies, infrastructure and the market conditions significantly affect the entrepreneurship. India's startup boom. The India's government launched the initiatives like Startup India, Make in India, providing the funding and policy support to the new entrepreneurs. The Silicon Valley, the presence of ventures, capital firms, a skilled workforce and a culture of innovation made Silicon Valley the hub for tech startups, fostering the companies like Google and the Facebook. The next factor which is very vital and important which affects the entrepreneurship is the capital. The availability of capital is very crucial for starting and growing a business. The entrepreneur requires the funds to develop the products, market their brand and scale the operations. Like Reliance Industries, Dhirubhai Ambani started as a textile leader and used the financial leverage to expand the Reliance into a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. The Shark Tank startups. Many businesses succeed after securing the investments from the venture capitalists like as seen in the shows like Shark Tanks, where funding transforms the small ideas into thriving enterprises. The next factor which is very vital for the entrepreneurship and it affects immensely is the life path circumstances. The circumstances that an individual encounters can also push them towards the entrepreneurship. The work environment. A dissatisfactory work environment can lead individuals to start their own ventures. Let's take an example. The Brian Chesky and the Joe Gebbia, the founders of Airbnb, they struggled with the high rent and decided to rent out air mattresses in their apartments, leading to the creation of global hospitality platform. The negative displacements. Losing a job or facing a hardship can actually push the individuals towards the self-employment. Like Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job for lacking the creativity, but went on to a creative Disney, one of the biggest entertainment brand in the world. The next factor is your career transitions. Major life changes like graduation, retirement, job shifts can actually promote the entrepreneurship. Like for example, Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC, started its business in his 60s after retiring from the various jobs. So entrepreneurship, becoming an entrepreneur has no age at all, and KFC founder is the live example for this. Example number 2. The Oprah Winfrey, after leaving her television career, built a media empire through her own brand. So we can conclude about the factors affecting entrepreneurship as follows. Entrepreneurship is shaped by a combination of the personal traits, external factors, life circumstances. Many successful entrepreneurs have demonstrated that innovation, resilience, and strategic decision making, they play a very vital and a critical role in building the sustainable business, identifying the market gaps, leveraging the resources, adapting to change the environments are key to thriving as an entrepreneur. Now let's move on to another topics covering the types of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs can be classified on the different criteria like their ability to innovate and the type of business they operate. The first is the innovative entrepreneurs. This is on the basis of innovation. And when you talk about the innovative entrepreneurs, these entrepreneurs, they bring new ideas, they develop the unique products, they introduce the new ways of doing the business. They take the advantage of the opportunities and work in developed economies where resources and technology are easily available. They help improve the business process, contribute to the economic growth, like Steve Jobs, who introduced the iPhone, changing the smartphone industry. Non-innovative entrepreneurs are those who do not create any new product or idea, but they work with the existing ones. They are usually found in developing economies where resources for innovation are very, very limited. Now coming on to the types of non-innovative entrepreneurs. The first is the imitator entrepreneurs. They just copy the successful business ideas from the developed countries and apply them in their own country. They help their economies grow by using a proven technique instead of investing into expensive research. Like for example, a businessman in India starting an e-commerce platform similar to Amazon. The Fabian entrepreneurs is another example. They are very slow to adapt the new ideas and they resist the change. They actually continue using the traditional methods unless change becomes necessary for the survival. They avoid the risk and work within the existing social customs. For example, a small business owner who upgrade to digital payment methods only when the customers demand it. Otherwise, they will prefer to have the cash. Next type of entrepreneur is drone entrepreneurs. They completely resist the change and they prefer to work in the old traditional way. They do not innovate or imitate and they stick to their outdated business methods. Their resistance to change may slow down the economic growth. Like for example, a small shop owner who refuses to accept the online payment despite the popularity of the digital transactions. Now we are going to move on to the second types of entrepreneurs, which is based on the business activities. The first is your manufacturers. Now these entrepreneurs provide the goods in the factories and they sell them in the market. They make the products such as the clothes, food, machinery and electronics. For example, a company that manufactures the mobile phones. The second type of entrepreneur is a wholesaler. They do not manufacture the goods, but they buy them in the bulk from the producer and sell them to the retailers. They act as a link between the manufacturers and the small business. For example, a wholesaler dealer who buys the textiles from a mill and sells them to the garment shops. The third is your retailer. They just buy the goods from the wholesaler and sell them directly to the consumers. They usually own their small shops, supermarkets or online stores. Let's take an example here, a local grocery store that sells the packed food items. The next is your service providers. Now these type of entrepreneurs, they offer the services instead of the physical products. Their business support trade by providing the facilities like transport, banking, warehousing and IT services. For example, a logistic company that delivers the online orders to the customers. So we can conclude that entrepreneurs, they play a very crucial role in economic development. They innovate the entrepreneurs, they drive the progress, while the imitators, they are non-innovative entrepreneurs. They adapt to the existing business ideas, and similarly, the entrepreneurs can engage in the different types of business such as manufacturing, wholesaling, retailing, and providing the services. Each type of entrepreneur has its unique contribution to the economy. Now let's move on that what are the merits of entrepreneurship? What specific advantages do they give to the economy? The entrepreneurship plays a very crucial role in the economic development, offering individuals an opportunity to achieve independence, financial stability, and innovation. So let's explore its different merits and with the help of the real world examples. The first merit of the entrepreneurship is self-control and independence. The entrepreneurs have a full control over their business operations and the decision making. They sit and set their own goals and the strategies rather than working under someone else's authority. The second merit is you're creating a difference in the society. That is, we call them as social entrepreneurship. The social entrepreneurs aim to address the pressing social issues through the business models that generate the positive societal impact. Mohammed Yunus, the founder of Grameen Bank, started a microfinance services to provide the small loans to the underprivileged people in Bangladesh, empowering them to start their own business and improve the financial conditions. The third merit of entrepreneurship is the opportunity to earn high profits. Entrepreneurship allows the individuals to accumulate the wealth by identifying the profitable business opportunities and taking the risk. The next important merit of entrepreneurship is working to one's full potential. Entrepreneurship allows the individuals to explore their full potential by using their creativity, leadership, and the strategic needs. Like Walt Disney leveraged his artistic talent and the business acumen to build a global entertainment empire, creating the iconic animated movies, theme parks, and a merchandise. The next important merit of entrepreneurship is pursuing one's interest. Entrepreneurs often engage in the business that align with their passion, leading to a fulfilling and enjoyable career. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, was passionate about technology and design. His interest in innovation led to a creation of revolutionary products like iPhone, iPad, and the MacBook. The next is your motivation for the success and innovation. Starting a business requires the motivation and the ability to innovate. The entrepreneurs learn from their both successes and failures. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of the Facebook, now Meta, was motivated to create a platform that connects the people worldwide. His innovative approach to the social networking revolutionized the digital communication. The next important merit of entrepreneurship is entering the new markets. The entrepreneurs explores the untapped market, leading to economic growth and also the job creation. The next is your financial satisfaction. Entrepreneurs directly benefit from their business success, enjoying the financial reward that are not limited by a fixed salary. Then flexibility and the work-life balance. Entrepreneurs have a freedom to design their own work schedules, which allows them to maintain a work-life balance. Sarah Blankley, the founder of Spanx, started her business while balancing their other responsibilities also. As an entrepreneur, she was able to manage her time efficiently while building a billion-dollar shapewear company. The next important merit of the entrepreneurship is independent decision making. Entrepreneurs make all the key decisions about the business, including the strategy, investments, and operations. Let's take an example. Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group, made independent decisions to diversify his brand into the different industries, from music and airlines to the space travels. The next is your excitement and achievement. The entrepreneur is exciting and fulfilling for those who seek the new challenges and have a strong need for achievement. So, we can conclude about the merits of entrepreneurship as follows. Entrepreneurship not only benefits the individuals by offering the independence, financial gain, creative freedom, but also contributes to the society through job creation, innovation, and the social impact. Despite the risk, successful entrepreneurs who take the bold initiatives, work diligently, can achieve a remarkable interest. Let's move on to the functions of an entrepreneur. The first is innovation. The entrepreneur introduces the new ideas, products, and the business models. They creatively combine the resources to improve efficient and meet the customer needs. The next important point is your research. Entrepreneurs conduct the research before implementing the ideas. They analyze the market trends, test the prototypes, and validate the business model. The third is your managerial function. That is, they plan, they prepare the business strategies, and then they organize. They arrange the resources such as finance, workforce, technology to run the business efficiently. The next is your directing. The entrepreneurs make key decisions and lead their teams. Then is the risk taking. They take time, money, and effort despite uncertainty. Economic development. The entrepreneur contributes to the economic growth by creating the jobs, improving the infrastructure, and increasing the production. Overcoming the social resistance is another function what they have, and the new ideas often face resistance from the society at large. So, the entrepreneurs challenge the traditional norms and bring a positive change. So, basically, exchange relationship, practical administration, management control, then moving with the and playing with the technology, improving the technology they are the most driving progress, and entrepreneurs, they drive the progress by innovating, managing resources, taking the risk, and overall challenges. Their contributions was not about generating the wealth, but also enhance the society's overall well-being. Thank you very much.